All right, we're going to read from Grace, a.k.a. Werevlog, page, very bottom 36 says, you know what, I'm just going to switch this over to 37, because I'm like, what's it doing there? Okay, page 37. The werewolf hunter named Oldman. Exterior, field, late at night, Newcastle, United Kingdom. Mr. Gerald Oldman III, an elderly historian and vlogger, arises from the brush. He wears an eye patch and round hunting hat. His silvering hair glimmers in the moonlight. Mr. Oldman is a citizen of the United Kingdom and vlogger of European Monster. He speaks slowly and carefully and currently walks with strategically placed sobering steps. He wears an expedition tan jumpsuit with a yellow and neon orange safety hunter's vest. Mr. Oldman.
Welcome to Legend Quest, everyone. We're here in Newcastle investigating the most recent werewolf sighting. We're currently hunting a European werewolf. Come along with me. Let's catch the beast.
Mr. Oldman walks with a camera in hand and microphone covered with a fuzzy wind guard. He has a mag flashlight as well. He moves the light across the bushes and trees. The sound of the wolf howls within the forest.
It is likely just a wolf.
Mr. Oldman pulls a long silvery chain necklace from his vest.
I carry this silver chain for good luck. It was given to me by my grandmother for protection.
He tightly grips the chain. As he raises his binoculars to his eye, he gazes through the left eyepiece.
Just a mere wolf.
Cut to interior office room, Newcastle, England, following day. Mr. Oldman unfastened wire from a young lady's chest and arm. The young lady under investigation now stands and leaves the room. Mr. Oldman powers down the polygraph machine and unplugs a cord from the wall. Mr. Oldman faces his digital camera, which is now fastened on a tripod. He looks in the lens.
It is my opinion, Miss Green, has been truthful about seeing 3 animals walking on their hind legs down at the base of the creek bed. It is my opinion she has been truthful seeing the possible lycanthrope creatures at the base of the creek. Polygraph taken February 17th, 2021. For Legend Quest, The Lost Monster and the Curse of the Werewolf. Cut, perfect, and printed.
Mr. Oldman turns the camera away and resets the tripod. Sorry. The Curse of the Werewolf. Sighting. Needs something there. Sighting at the creek bed. We're adding this right here. We're going to go back and read this right here.
It is my opinion Miss Green was being truthful about seeing 3 animals walking on their hind legs down at the base of the creek bed. It is my opinion she's being truthful seeing the possible lycanthrope creatures at the base of the creek. Polygraph taken February 17th, 2021 for Legend Quest, The Lost Monster and the Curse of the Werewolf.
I think it would be like that.
Sighting at creek bed. Cut, perfect, and printed.
Mr. Oldman turns the camera away and resets the tripod. Okay, so here's what this. I think this is right. This is right. So he says something to himself here, just like I did.
In my opinion, Miss Green was being truthful about seeing 3 animals walking on their hind legs down at the base of the creek bed. It is my opinion she's being truthful about seeing possible lycanthrope creatures at the base of the creek. Polygraph taken February 17th, 2021 for Legend Quest, The Lost Monster and the Curse of the Werewolf. I think this is right. Sighting at creek bed. Cut, perfect, and printed.
Mr. Oldman turns the camera away and resets the tripod. Cut to full moon, cut to Newcastle. Exterior countryside near Newcastle, England. Mr. Oldman picks up his camera. A voice arises from Mr. Oldman's smartphone describing the video log. We see a shot of a necklace around his neck that is in the shape of a silver thing. Mr. Oldman reveals the necklace from his neck, attaches the silver thing.
I am Silver Fang. I vlog for the company called Legend Quest. These episodes are about lost monsters. There is a curse and it is very real. Real as the air you breathe and the moon which hangs above me. The lycanthrope is a real curse that lives among us.
He powers down the digital camera
and thumbs through the smartphone applications on his device and then presses a red button on the phone.
And the phone beeps. Interior room night. Mr. Oldman picks up a cell phone.
I'm going to America, to Oregon. I'm meeting with a blacksmith there who specializes in making silver bullets and additional silver weaponry that I may need. There's been another sighting. I think this one is real. It's not in Oregon, but in a small town in Texas, Boxville, Texas. This Boxfield, is not too far from Marfa, Texas, where they shot the giant. The flight is leaving in the morning. I will call when I arrive in the States. He hangs his phone up. Grace makes coffee. Interior kitchen, morning. Grace is making coffee with Mr. Coffee Maker. He pours a cup of coffee and grabs a tablespoon. Then he stirs the cream and sugar. Lastly, he pours a steaming cup of coffee into a thermal coffee container labeled Hot Cafe. Grace. Make you some coffee, dear? Okay, hon. The shower runs in the adjacent bathroom from the kitchen. You've been in there for nearly an hour, dear. I'll be out soon, hon. Your coffee's getting cold. Cut to living room moments later, yelling from the bathroom, or yelling to the bathroom. I forgot to tell you, Sal's coming over. Yelling from the shower. Say Patty the Great, Sal? Grace goes back into the bathroom. Steam floats around. Hun. What? Calm down. Yes, he's coming over tomorrow from North Country. We're going horseback riding. Back to the shower. She reaches for a towel. He hands her a robe. This is a robe. Yes, I know. We're going horseback riding. She drives off in the shower. True West kind of thing? He walks back to the living room. Like the shepherd play True West? Is he really coming? Huh. I haven't seen him for a while. You want to come with? You know, I got these Bill-Jack orders to fill. Bill-Jack orders to fill. She's completely dressed and nearly ready to go. She has a toothbrush jutting from her mouth. She moves it to speak and then continues brushing during conversing. Toothpaste runs from the corners of on her mouth. She looks rabid. She adjusts her name badge that reads Bill-Jack/Rainy Love. You look like a rabid dog. You going with? I got these Bill-Jack orders to fill, remember? Okay. I guess it'll just be me and him. I wish I could go, hon. Look, I gotta get going. Let's migrate. She snaps a bite at the air at him. Grace jumps back. Okay, drink some coffee, dear. Rainy jets. Let me make this capital right here. Rainy jets down some steps and to the side door. The door opens and closes curtains away. That was quick. Bye, honey. You know I care for you, dear. Gee whiz. I guess I'll drink the damn coffee by myself then. Drink it, love. Cut to. Feed store, Shaw's Walnut Feed Store that day, high noon. A sign reads, Mr. Walnut's Feed Store. Rainy Love opens the front door. A makeshift cowbell rings out as a doorbell. Rainy walks into Mr. Walnut's feed store, rolling a barrel full of Bill-Jack dog food bags. Feed store clerk, known as Tim Berry, stocks bags of feed onto a wooden pallet. He moves the pallet with a yellow pallet jack and turns them in the corner of the store and begins unloading the merchandise. Rainy Love walks by him and to the front desk. Mr. Shaw Walnut awaits at the desk typing on his computer tablet. He hums and scans items with his QR scanner. Rainy, without speaking, approaches Mr. Shaw Walnut and hands him a piece of paper. He looks it over. All orders accepted, Mr. Tim Berry will help. It's going to move right there. I shouldn't hit save there. I need to remember not to, but it should save automatic. All orders accepted, Mr. Tim Berry will help you unload. Tim, help her unload the Bill-Jack dog food. Tim Berry grabs his trusty QR scanner without speaking. Tim approaches her and begins to unload the Bill-Jack dog food from the wheelbarrow in silence. Tim carries the dog food bags to the fresh pallet and drops them in place. He does this over and over again and scans each order with the QR scanner. He does so until the pallet is full. Tim uses the pallet jack to scoot the dog food bags to the back room. At this point, Tim is sweating. Mr. Shaw Walnut hands Rainy a piece of paper with QR matrix barcode. Rainy scans the QR code, smiles. He smiles back. He hums and scans more items. A dog barks in the background. Doorbell rings as the door opens. And Rainy Love scans her smartphone over the paper. She smiles again. Looks good. Rainy Love exits the feed store. The cowboy bell rings out. Lunchtime approaching.
Tim Berry returns to the main floor with a pallet jack. He parks the pallet jack near a pile of bags of feed. Going out for lunch, Mr. Walnut? Tim Berry exits the feed store, walking backwards. Cowbell rings again as a door opens for his exit. He exits without skipping a beat or running into a single item, and then spins around and walks away. See you in 30, Tim. Mr. Walnut heads into the back room and raises his smartphone in the air and begins vlogging himself. He pulls out a small rope connected to a copper bell, and then the clapper rings. Ding, ding goes the bell. Now for my story, Mr. Shaw Walnut for the vlog of his feed store back room. I'm Mr. Shaw Walnut. Welcome to my feed store. Today I will be showing you all my new inventory for farm animals, pets, and parakeets. Improvisation for Mr. Shaw's Walnut for vlog. Mr. Shaw Walnut completes the curse of Bill Jack dog food. He waves a crow feather over the dog food. Gypsy language added. So something will be spoken in Gypsy right here. Then he goes back to English. Okay, so I'm going to make that note so we know that that's definitely the Gypsy language stuff is going to be in there. I'm putting back to English. Okay. Put language. Because we're going to go into the Gypsy language for a second. And I'm going to have to work on this stuff because I either have to look up online and find some Gypsy stuff and throw it in there. Okay. Welcome to Mr. Shawnut's show. I'm currently filling 7 Bill Jack dog food orders, scanning them, and with my trusty quick response scanner, come along with me and join my adventure in dog food orders for this lovely day. Cut 2, feed time. Backlot of feed store, lunchtime. A restored 1979 Ford F-150 red pickup truck sits in the lot. The engine is turned off, wind blows. In the back, in the pickup bed, is loaded several bags of dry Bill Jack dog food. Tim Berry sits at the driver's side, nearly asleep, and stares at the back door of the feed store. There's a huge wheat field in the foreground of the feed store. The wheat sways in the wind as a gale arrives, lifting the top soil off the ground and spraying mist of tan sand around the lot. The sand sprinkles on the truck and wakes Tim Berry. There we go. His stomach growls of hunger. Cut 2. Interior of a 1979 Ford F-150 red pickup truck, lunchtime. Tim Berry sits up at the wheel and looks at the back of the food store. Actually, it's feed store, so we're going to change that right there. Sorry about that. I just wrote this thing. He takes a pair of reading glasses and puts them on. He takes out a second pair of readers and puts them on over the initial pair, creating a makeshift bifocal, just like this. Okay? I'm actually showing you what he does. You can see. He's using 2 pair of glasses. Next, Tim Berry takes out a plastic Rubbermaid dish from a 16-piece food storage container for his lunch. He looks over each container and sets them aside. Each container has different veggies and fruits to snack on: grapes, tomatoes, corn, strawberries, dried apricots, and dates. He goes through the containers, inspecting the healthy snacks. He pulls out one of the containers filled with dry Bill Jack dog food. The outside of the Bill Jack package reads, extreme close-up. This is going to be extreme close-up anyway, but it still could be there because he's about to vlog, so it could be a note. I actually kind of used my mistake, so this extreme close-up here might be something he sees on a note, like a note card or something. So the outside of it reads extreme close-up on a memo note or something. Okay. On memo note. I just wanted to throw that in there. I thought it would be kind of neat. So this is just kind of an experiment. I'm putting it in parentheses for now. So he sees it on a memo note. The word extreme close-up. Adults select formula 25 pounds of fresh chicken used to make this 30-pound bag. Dog barks in the distance. Tim opens a Rubbermaid container of the dry dog food. He unravels a package, a fork, spoon, and knife and napkin. Close-up on Rubbermaid dishes of fruit and veggies. Close-up on Rubbermaid container filled with dry Bill Jack dog food. Bill Jack. Adults select formula 25 pounds of fresh chicken used to make this 30-pound bag. I wonder what the other 5 pounds are. Timberry dips the plastic fork into the dry dog food and shovels a few forkfuls in his mouth. The dry dog food spills from the fork. He takes out the plastic spoon and scoops up more dog food. Timberry takes out his smartphone and begins recording himself as he tastes the dog food. Vlogging himself. I've always wanted to try dried Biljack dog food. I work with it every day at Shaw Walnut's feed store. Now you get to watch me eat some. Here we go. He hesitates in eating the canine staple. I wonder what it tastes like. He begins eating the dog food with a plastic spoon. Chewy. Tim turns off the smartphone and continues to eat the dog food. It's really not that bad. Tim checks the time on the old-timey clock in the truck. I guess we need to put time reads 12. I said time reads, I guess 12:30. I think they had those back in the day. Those old interior trucks had a little time thing on it, I think. I could be wrong about that, but who cares? Okay, cut to horseback trail. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and get through this. Exterior horseback trail day. St. Patty the Great rides ahead. Grace gallops and pale grayish stallion closer to St. Patty, who rides a larger white stallion. St. Patty's horse trots alongside Grace's horse. St. Patty holds his smartphone in the air. So here I am with UFC fighter Grace Lipman in Barksville, Texas. We are horseback riding on his new ranch. People don't know we are actually friends, right, Grace? How's she handling? St. Patty puts the smartphone in the saddlebag. Great. I never told you this, Grace. I didn't mean to hit you that hard in our last fight. I butted you pretty gruesomely. Nah, we were just doing our jobs. We're warriors. We need to put on a show. No, really, I didn't mean it. I shouldn't have headbutted you that hard. It was far too hard. I could have killed you, bro. Nah, that would have pulled me out. They would have pulled me out in time. Doctors were at the cage. It got bloody, but they stopped the fight. You nearly bled to death. Don't let it get to you, Sal. It's in the past. Cha-cha. Yeah. The two horses take off into a gallop. They gallop through the trails at high speeds. Yeah, yahoo! Yee, yee! Go, girl, go! Whoa! Grace Stallion slows to a trot. St. Patty's horse continues at full speed and then gallops a bit off course under some low-hanging tree limbs. Grace's horse tries to catch up. Watch it! St. Patty the Great is thrown off the horse and into the thick brush. Jesus, love! St. Patty sticks his head out of the thorns and thistles. Dear Lord, St. Patty the Great, looks like you took a spill. Yep. Oh, well, shit, I'm bleeding. Is it bad? Nah, I'll survive. I've had deeper cuts on my eyeball. Cut to Goodbye, St. Patty. Sir, front yard of Grace's two-story house, dusk. St. Patty the Great walks over to his Harley-Davidson motorcycle and wipes the back of the license plate with a handkerchief, which is covered in mud. St. Patty puts on his helmet and leather motorcycle jacket. You riding back? Yeah, I wish I could stay for supper. Tell Rainey I got the new mixtapes. Oh, yeah. She keeps working on her songs, sends them to everybody. She nearly got signed by some big music label a few months ago. She's still selling Biljack dog food? A pickup truck pulls up. Rainey hops out from the driver's side and goes to the back of the pickup truck's trailer to unload a few Biljack dog food bags. Hey, guys. Y'all go out? How do the horses handle? Hi, Rainey. Long time no see. Did Sally do okay, or was she too jumpy? She tossed St. Patty to some mesquite. No kidding. You staying for supper? Nah, I gotta get riding back. I gotta get back to North Country. Maybe head to Japan again soon. Maybe sometime this year. Still training? Yes, ma'am. Wish I could say the same about Grace. I still train. Yeah, right. You go on hikes and ride horses. That's not really training. I hit the bag now and then. Yeah, whatever. You're not staying for supper? No, ma'am, headed out. So good to see y'all. Haven't had time to check in with friends in so long. Barely remember what y'all look like. Can we take a photo? Sure. I'm still sweaty from work. Oh, the camera can't tell. They all three pose for a selfie. Say cheese. St. Patty the Great touches the side of the phone, and then the picture is captured. Got it. Now that's a keeper. St. Patty the Great gets on his motorcycles and starts the engine. Well, headed out. I'll miss y'all. Miss you too. Oh, sorry, that was crazy. Miss you too. Let's see, move this over this way. There we go. Don't forget to write. You too. Country road, take me home to the place where I belong. Riding off on the motorbike. Love y'all. Love you too. St. Patty the Great peels out on the motorbike, and a trail of dust is left behind as he makes off their long driveway and into the paved country road. Move this over this way. I don't know how that happened right there. Maybe if I go like that or something. Oh, well. You cooking or me? Shut up. Get your ass in there. Cut 2. And then we'll read the slaughtering of St. Patty the Great next.